Hi, this is a question for Dr. Chan. What is the process for updating labeling for a new exclusivity when carve-outs are unclear and the FDA has not provided a BPCA template or any other clarifying information?
Thank you for that question. So just to summarize, the question is with regards to exclusivity carve-outs.
Yes.
When the agency does not have a template to provide, correct? Okay. So the recommended, well, generally, if you are proposing your own carve-outs, then the supplement needs to be submitted as a prior approval supplement for the agency to review.
Follow-up, is there a different process for a pre-approved, not yet approved ANDA?
So then you would just submit your carve-out labeling in your original submission or as an amendment?
So it would be our proposed carve-outs that may or may not align with the FDA.
When you mean may or may not align with the FDA, you mean it does not align with the RLD labeling?
If we do not know what the BPCA template would say.
Oh, so there's no BPCA template created yet?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So yes, you would submit your labeling beforehand, and then after the agency finalizes the BPCA template, we do issue that out to all applicants.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, we have one in-house.
Hi, a question for Dr. Stella regarding the electronic medication guide, so which is now acceptable by the agency. So just a small clarification, the QR code should be given on the carton label or it should be given in the prescribing information?
So the QR code should be found on the immediate container label or carton labeling, and it should not be present in the prescribing information or the medication guide itself.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I also have a question for Dr. Tawwab. So you said that whatever the ANDAs you are coming and the way allocating, you review who's having the less workload in the reviewer team. So that's a wonderful process, but we see sometimes if the same application having the different strength, like let's say the ABC 20 milligram, ABC 40 milligram, there are two applications. They go to two different reviewers. And although we are submitting the application same time or responses same times, the review timing changes, the questions become very different. So won't it be prudent to give the same product to the same reviewer?
Greetings, that was a great question. What we try, it's all about balance. Some reviewers are more experienced than others, depending on the application. As I said earlier, maybe depending on if it's a sterile product we have, or it's an application that we have a certain type of, if it's immediate release tablet, or if it's a liquid, it's different strength of the different reviewers. So we try to make sure that it goes to the person who's most comfortable with the application type, and also at the same time balancing out the applications that we give to them. So sometimes that's why are you saying that you're receiving application going to the same reviewer or not similar time of response?
Means what I'm saying, it usually when go to different reviewers, so we see that even the timings are different of getting the IRL or CRL, and sometimes we see totally different set of questions also. So something is acceptable to one reviewer and something is not acceptable to the other reviewers. So we see very different kind of questions.
Understand. Yeah, we have a standard process that the assessors use to reviewing, and the goal is to be similar throughout our review processes, and depend on that reviewers and their experience and knowledge. The goal is to avoid any variances, but the goal is to keep everything in a similar response time and type of questions that we ask in the DRL IR.
Yeah.
That's the intention.
No, I totally understand.
Thank you.
Okay.
We have to take this, we have to go to an online question.
Okay.
This is a conversation.
Okay, fine. So other thing you said you have to. Okay, fine. I'm sorry. No, this was a separate question. Not
No, that, you can come back in next rounds for the in-house. Let's go to online now. We want to make sure everybody gets an opportunity. Let's go to an online question, please.
All right, so this question is for Dr. Chan. How should ANDA applicants submit updated labeling for a tentatively approved, which may not be eligible for final approval, but does include a carve-out or other more complicated labeling review?
Thank you for that question. So the labeling should be submitted as an amendment to the tentatively approved ANDA.
Thank you. In-house question, please.
Thank you to all the speakers. My question is for Ms. Chan. Will there be a newer revised guidance documents regarding electronic labeling, including medication guides?
I am unaware of a new guidance in draft.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Second in-house question, please.
Hi. As a continuation of the previous question, which is a very serious problem that the industry faces, you know, you are sending the same drug, different strengths in two different ANDAs, and it's being given to two different reviewers who are giving a completely different set of questions. And as a former FDA, even pre-GDUFA FDA, we used to make sure that the same kind of applications go to the same reviewer. So, you know, it would be nice, this is more a comment, it's, you know, it would be nice if that is taken care of, because it is a serious problem when you have the same drug. Somebody gave you 10 questions, the other person gave you 52 questions. It's my experience, I have seen that. You know, so it may be something that you may want to think. And I know that it was a practice for a very long time, so it should not be impossible.
Thank you. We'll take that and take it back home. Yeah, thank you. Online question, please.
Yes, this question is for Dr. Strandberg. Are manufacturing facility changes one of the changes that requires PIV recertification? Or P4, excuse me.
So the question is, are manufacturing changes, do manufacturing changes require a new certification?
Site changes, manufacturing facility to site changes.
Site.
That would require a new P4 certification? I think under 31496D outlines the changes that would require updated P4 certification. I can't speak to specifics, I suppose. I think one of those is other than minor changes.
Thank you. Did we do two in-house? Anybody in-house? Any questions? Yes, please.
Another question for Dr. Chen. Say an RLD has an exclusivity that has now lapsed, would updating the generic labeling to match introducing the carve-outs that were previously carved out, would that be a CBE 30 or PAS?
So you would be basically updating your labeling to reflect, to be the same as the RLD labeling, and that would be considered a CBE supplement.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any in-house? Okay, online, please.
All right, this question is for Dr. Chan. Is it acceptable to take RLD labels from labeling archive from DailyMed when the RLD is discontinued and the labels are no longer available in drugs at FDA?
Thank you for that question. So if the RLD labeling is not available at drugs at FDA or it has been withdrawn, then you are able to, for your convenience, use the RS labeling, and after submitting it to our agency, the Division of Labeling Review will provide comments.
Thank you. Next online question, please.
Yes, this question is for Dr. Chan as well. Can I provide prescribing information in electronic format only as a link on the bottle label to patients?
No, the prescribing information must be available as a physical copy in addition to providing it as a URL if you so wish.
Thank you. Any questions in-house? Nobody's interested in labeling? Okay. Bless you. Online question, please.
All right, this question is for Dr. Strandberg. For later listed patents, do we need to submit an amendment to provide litigation update on whether the ANDA holder was sued or not by the NDA holder within 45 days of receiving notice?
For later listed patents, no, you do not need to submit information regarding litigation. And that's because later listed patents and patent information don't give rise to a 30-month stay. The exception to that would be if the court found that that patent or patent information was infringed, and then you would have to comply with the requirements to submit that judgment and also the complaint.
Thank you. Online question, please. Do we still have some?
Yes, we do. This other question is for Dr. Strandberg as well. For 45 days, is it counted from the submission date of the P4 amendment or counted from the submission date of the documentation of timely sending and receipt of notice?
So the 45-day period in which the NDA holder or patent owner has to file suit is calculated from the receipt of the last receipt of notice date. And I'd like to cite the specific regulation, but I think it says something about it's the day after, and then 45 days. And if the 45 days falls on a weekend or holiday, then the final day would be the following business day.
Thank you. In-house question, please.
I have a question regarding RLD updates within 90 days of a goal date. So what is the process for invoking 505J10 for this? The map 5230.3 is a little vague. It's left up to either the applicant or agency.
Unfortunately, I don't have an answer to that question, but I could look into it and get back to you.
All right. Would it be appropriate to submit as a general correspondence or reach out to the project manager via email?
You can reach out to your project manager if it's specific to an application.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Second in-house question, please.
How is CDER handling fair use gray zones wherein there are generic drugs that go through pre-INDs and INDs with the basic whole 100% chemical compounds, wherein then thereafter there are companies that make derivatives with 1 to 2% of inactive ingredients? Are they still processing them as a fair use, or are they now kind of being more strict and allowing for true patent infringement violations to be heralded in those cases?
I don't believe that was really a topic of these presentations, so I can't provide an answer to that.
It was part of the labeling wherein, like, on some labels, they'll only list inactive ingredients. So they'll add in like a talc, or they'll add in some sort of a powder. And those things were not part of pre-IND and IND for a lot of the approved drugs. But then they'll have competing companies that will submit things, and they're listed under the inactive ingredients. But technically, that's a patent infringement, because 1 to 2% isn't going to offset the fact that the whole compound is still part of a generic.
It's still not I don't believe, a question that we can answer.
We'll get you an email account that you can send your question to. Thank you. Any online questions, please?
This question is for Dr. Chan. If an ANDA is not currently being marketed, does its labeling still need to be updated?
Thank you for that question. Yes, labeling for non-marketed or discontinued ANDAs that are not withdrawn must still be updated to reflect, to be the same as the RLD labeling. Thank you.
Thank you. So it's 12:25. Let's adjourn for lunch. And we have 1 hour. We will be back here at 1:25. Thank you very much.